inductee was born in 1938 on a small chicken farm in York County, Pennsylvania. They had no electricity, no running water, no indoor plumbing, but had a two-holer outhouse. They raised hens, ducks, turkeys, geese, guineas, hogs, steers, and one cow for milk. He had been shot by a sawed-off shotgun and a .22 rifle before he got out of high school. You'll have to ask him the details. His early experience playing ball was with a broken broom handle for a bat and a small softball. Cow pies were used for bases. He played tuba and sousaphone in the high school band and string bass in a dance band and orchestra. There was no time for school sports since he had to go straight home and do the farm chores. After attending a one-room schoolhouse and graduating from high school, he entered the Air Force. He had no intention of making it a career, but the Cuban crisis extended his enlistment, so he said, "What the heck," and stayed for 30 years. Following that, he was a civil servant for another 18 years. He joined the softball club in 2006 and started managing and continued for 8 years. He has been a National League committee member and a vice president of the Sun City West Club. He is also the chairman of the committee responsible for all the team sponsors, billboards, banners, and website sponsors. He is also on the IT and uniform committees. He's been married to Karen since 1977. They have 4 children between them and 26 grandchildren and 16 great-grandchildren. He recommends softball to everyone for fun, exercise, and recreation. Please welcome our next inductee, Ron Eppley.
And after all that sex, I can still walk.
Can't run.
Karen! Hey, Karen!
Only 3 pages. Well, you heard, I was born and raised on a chicken farm in Pennsylvania. Went to a one-room school. That's where I started my softball career. We played softball where you would, after you played left field, then you went to center field, and right field, and third, second, first, then you pitched, then you catch, then you come to bat. And there was no teams. There was one room, 8 grades, and I don't know exactly how many was in our class, our school, but probably like 35. In my first grade class, there was six of us. I learned that early. I want to thank the National League Committee for becoming a part of the Hall of Fame. I consider it quite an honor, and if I knew there was going to be so damn many people here, I wouldn't have come. As they said, I'm the sponsor person, and I want to stop right now and thank all of those sponsors that support us. I'm honored to be a member of this elite group, and members like Steve Griswold, Ken Skinner. I know Ken Skinner's here. Nobody can miss him. Carl Johnson, Dick Lemoyne. I know he had problems. Glenn Carroll. Did Glenn Carroll make it tonight? No. He was an important part of my initiation here. Lyle Bakken, I know he's here, the money guy. Carol Bowden, I know she's here. Rich McAndrews, and Lenny Wickets, and like they said earlier, there was 53 people that has been indoctrinated into the Hall of Fame since 1998. today there's 508 club members. So the competition was quite great. And I'm darn glad that it wasn't based on your batting average, like, what's your name again? Williams, that's right. He said that he knew he was going to be indoctrinated because of his home run average when he was indoctrinated. So I attended this one-room school for 8 years. After the 8 years, we were going to consolidate and have a high school that incorporated a lot of different one-room schools. And there was a music director that came around and wanting to know who wanted to play in the band. And of course, all the fancy instruments, the clarinet, the cornet, the trombone, they went early. So halfway through this season, we need a tuba player. Is anybody interested in playing tuba? Hell no, not me. But they said, has anybody taken piano lessons? Yeah, I took piano lessons. Well, why don't you take this tuba home and we'll meet at Johnny Walker's service station on Saturday to give you lessons. Well, I took that tuba home and I couldn't get a note out of it. I just blew in it, like blowing in a, never mind. Anyway, I was the tuba player for the high school for my senior years, so I didn't play any sports. Have you ever, this age group knows of comic books, and in the comic books you have a picture of the before person and the after person. The poor, not the poor, but the weak, was very skinny, very not muscular. Well, that was me. And then you had the after person that was more muscular. That wasn't me. So all through high school, I didn't play any sport. I was the weakling. So then I joined the Air Force after graduating from high school. And the only time I played softball in the Air Force is when we had squadron picnics. I went out for fast pitch softball when I first entered, and that first pitch was by me, and the catcher caught it before I ever had a chance to swing. So that wasn't for me. So I did not play softball in the Air Force. Then I completed my 30 years in the Air Force and came down here to Tucson as a civilian, and we were at Davis-Monthan. Many times we drove by Sun City West on our way up to Las Vegas, and we saw Sun City West here. But I knew that that was not a place for me because this was for the rich people. I'm definitely not a rich person. So I never, ever expected to be a resident of Sun City West. While we were, after spending like 15 years in Tucson, there came a advertisement for a logistics person in England. So, okay, when I talked to Karen, let's go for it. So I got stationed in England for 2 years. Then a job came open in Germany, so I went to Germany for another year. Then I retired. So we come back to the States. We're homeless. We don't have a car. We looked around Tucson, and Karen says we need to find an active retirement community to live in, because if we didn't, I would want to be on the road 365 days a year, and she didn't want that. So we looked around Tucson. There was nothing, an active retirement community. So we came up here. Our daughter lives in Ahwatukee, so we spent a month living with her. And then she said, before you buy, look in Sun City West. And when we did, they took us around and showed us all these, at that time it was 104 different clubs, a horseshoe, which I love to play, woodworking, ping pong, square dancing, and of course, softball. So, all right, this is the place for us. So we went to the softball field, and who did we meet but Lauren Swanson. Lauren Swanson was there, and he says, you need to try out for softball. you need to go to the green team over in Sun City Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So Monday morning at 9 o'clock, I was over there. And I tried out, and it didn't take them long to figure out I needed to be in the National League, not the American League. So the first session I played for Steve Griswold and Glenn Carroll. And then Rich McAndrews asked me to manage one of the summer sessions. So I managed it, and it just went downhill from there, I think. So I managed the BFW team, and I thought that was very good since being a veteran. Veterans of Foreign War, managing them, only to find out later that BFW did not stand for Veterans of Foreign War. It stood for Very Few Wins. We have a lot of things to be thankful here in Sun City West, and most important is the softball family that we've been introduced to here, and we greatly appreciate each and every one of you. We love you all. Never thought that for 1 minute we could afford to live here, but somehow or another we scraped up enough money to buy a house and live here. And our health, even though a couple weeks ago I had a little scare, never mind about that. We have time to volunteer. And most of all, I enjoy playing recreational ball. Recreational ball.
Yes.
The hell with the number of wins you make, it's more important that people are allowed to play softball if they wish to play softball. So, with that, thank you very much.